I do have a question I like to ask everybody.
No, I refuse.
You
Go
have a
ahead.
lot of questions you like
This
to
is
ask
my own
everybody.
baggage. This is my baggage that I like to push off onto other people. So,
Great.
do you like the sound of your own voice?
It depends. If like I don't like what I naturally sound like. I think it's very nasal, and I think oftentimes when I'm interacting with people that I'm uncomfortable with, I will raise it out of self-defense to make me seem even more non-threatening, make me seem almost younger in a sense. Like I have that from past experiences that like this is the way that I can escape, that I can get out of danger if I need to.
You have that not that normal talking voice, but then you have the telephone voice, and the telephone voice is always a little more pleasing, a little more higher, a little hi, how you doing?
It is, well, it is for me, but I think a lot of people don't do that. and then when they don't do that, like, game on. I am gonna make you fucking smile if it kills me. I'm gonna turn up that kindness tenfold, dude. I'm gonna crack a joke and you're gonna fucking laugh, god damn it. Like, I don't know. There's something about like when I'm receiving negative energy from someone, I'm like, all right,
Game
let's
on.
find that little humor bone in you.
Challenge accepted. This. Okay, we're gonna crack that cookie.
Yeah, exactly. But I do enjoy like when I go into my like lower tones, and I think a lot of that is that I like the way it feels in my body. I love the vibrations that I get when I'm in my lower register.
Yeah.
So it's a sensory thing for me when it comes to the voice, but I don't spend as much time down there as I would like. Right. What about you? Do you like the sound of your voice?
I hate it. No. I don't. I've been like other people like it, and so I accept that fact, but I don't like it, and it's really hard when you're a front man for a band and you have to hear it all the time, and then you decide, hey, here's a good thing. Let's do a podcast to where I have to hear that every time when I edit it too.
Right. Oh, and question.
So, yeah.
Do you hear your voice differently in your head than you 100%. Do when you're recording?
I sound phenomenal in my head.
Yeah. Like right now, I sound great
in my head.
Right.
When it comes back at me, I'm like, who's that fucking douchebag? What
that's my problem too. I'm like, they cut the low tones out. What happened?
No, you know what I do like my voice in one way, and I actually record like this, and it's probably not the best. Like people don't advise it, but on like the cheap little like computer microphone that just you remember from the 90s that comes out and out.
Looks like just like a pen standing up on your desk.
I think my voice sounds really good on one of those microphones, and I've recorded songs on those microphones.
That's awesome.
It's like it's so bad that it doesn't pick up. That it kind of
jars it.
It doesn't pick up the things that I find unappealing about my own voice. So
nice.
I do that.
I would say
I was never able to convince my producers to let me record like that on album.
Do they want to do it like? Are they wanting to like kind of create that in post? That same sort of sound.
You know, they don't care about what I want. And they don't hear what I hear. They don't hear what I'm hearing. I'm like, you don't hear what I hear.
Yep.
You know?
Yep.
But they don't need to hear what you hear. That's not what I hear.
Well, you know,
that's what you hear.
My own shit, like, I should realize that they are paid to hear things for a living, and I'm not. I'm paid to play things.
Yeah.
And
it's a little different.
So
I have the same sort of thing. Like there have been a lot of times where it's been hard for me. I want to watch the anime show that I'm in, but it's been really hard sometimes when like I'm like, why did they choose that reading? That was a bad reading. Why did they do that? But I have to trust that like the director, you know, they're looking, and there is like, even if I might have an idea of where this line hits emotionally, they have a completely different idea, and the director is the one that gets the final say in how that character responds. So like we've got the guide from the Japanese, and then we have to kind of think about it in terms of like filtering it through an American lens. And then the director has their idea of what's going on with the character. And so I'm able
Which I love
sometimes
that.
to like get
Yeah.
my way, and there are some directors that like we're on the same page and we're like, yep, that character's there, and I'm like, yep, exactly, let's do it. But
Yeah.
like sometimes I just have to be like, okay, I'll do it that way, even though I don't think that's the right read. You know,
You're
Well, I
wrong, and that's okay.
yeah.
We've watched so many anime, and there's only been one instance where I'm like, I don't like the way that came out, and it was actually the our favorite anime is Cowboy Bebop, and it was the Cowboy Bebop.
Oh, Cowboy Bebop was the other one. It was Fruits Basket, and then my other friend in high school was super into Cowboy Bebop.
Well,
nice.
you had a
Yes.
fantastic
Yeah.
set of friends.
I know how to pick them.
Oh man, yeah, Cowboy Bebop. We can go on a whole. We could go on a whole nother couple
there's
hours
this
just
line-
Cowboy Bebop.
There's this line in the movie where Spike delivers the line something 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 myself, and then Faye delivers the line, well, I'll just go get the bounty myself. And it bugged me because they ended 2 sentences in a row with myself.
Yep.
And it irks me every time I hear it. But it's not the way they delivered it that was wrong, because they delivered lines.
Sure.
But
and that is something that we do in the booth as well. Like we get the script, like somebody has translated it and written the script, right? But then sometimes the director and I will have to be like, they use the same word too close together, we need to figure this out. Or like this read doesn't quite fit what we're going for, and we'll change the script as is. Like Jerry is a stickler for those kinds of things. He's like me. He's like super into grammar and stuff, and he's like, that structure does not make sense. This is not how you say that. And so we'll spend a lot of time with him, just like kind of tweaking the language a bit, for sure.
Yeah. I get that. You have to do that a lot of times, and I so much prefer dub compared to subs. And I know we know that's a huge like battle of contention between anime nerds, is sub versus dub.
So you guys prefer dub?
I'm really bad at reading things quickly.
Gotcha.
And,
yeah.
And now, like with us both having kids, it's so much easier to watch something if you don't have to look at it.
Yeah.
For sure.
And that's honestly the biggest reason like I prefer dub, is I don't have to pay 100% attention to it.
Right.
You know,
because
like with a kid running around, you can't.
The beautiful imagery, you know, like trying to catch up with the story or whatever.
I will say we watch almost everything with subtitles now because toddlers are loud.
It's a lot harder to do with anime though, because the subtitles are
don't always match. Yes,
and it messes with your head.
Which is why my TV is fancy, because it has closed captioning. And it matches.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah.
I will say that when I was in high school and stuff, like, I started going down this, like, I only listen to the sub. I don't listen to any dubs or whatever. Like, I was starting to, and then look at me now. And I'm just like, sorry.
See, the argument.
That's not so bad, right?
There's arguments for both sides, and the thing is, you have to accept that no one's gonna 100% agree with everything with you. And the thing with subtitles, sure, it's in its rawest form, and oftentimes the subtitles are a little truer to the original meaning, but at the same time, in the US or even in Europe and other parts of the world, you have to realize I'm not going to understand all those Japanese, the idioms and the different things that happen.
And
how many
I
times
will say that, like, one of my shows where I play, it's called Chio's School Road, and I played Chio, and like the director was really, really
is that one of the main characters?
Huh?
Is that one of the main characters?
No. She's a little sidekick. She has like one episode. But my director was like super into like getting as much like nerd memorabilia Easter eggs as possible, right?
Oh,
so
very
even
cool.
though the J had like certain ideas, like certain pop culture references in the J, we kind of had to tweak that and make pop culture references that like an American or European audience would get. And I know that there was I got a Fifth Element Easter egg in there. I got a Star Wars Easter egg in there, and I got a Pokemon Easter egg in there. And then the rest of it was like all of his Easter eggs.
Yeah.
Nice.
Hey, that's cool though. I mean, I mean, honestly, how many times do you see where like somebody from in a foreign language tells a joke and they're like, "Oh, what did they say? Oh, it doesn't translate well."
Yep.
Well, when you're dubbing or subbing Japanese, it's not all going to translate word for word. You're not going to understand it.
That's why we get stuff like "Believe It" in the original Naruto.
I like that though. I do.
Believe it.
Elaborate.
Yeah.
Well, the word that Naruto in the manga and in the Japanese would use doesn't translate directly into English. It's just like a single word phrase or something that they would end a sentence with.
Yeah.
Think desu, almost. And so they had to find something to translate into English, and they went with "Believe It."
They went with "Believe It."
Believe it. Yep.
It's sad. Is it sad? I say that a lot. I ask my son that's my new favorite thing now to do is ask my son if the kids are into one thing or another. I'm like, "Hey, are the kids still saying hot to trot?" And he'll just
see, my son's not old enough for that.
The other day I heard somebody say that a song slaps, and I was like,
see, I've heard slaps and bops. I've heard that.
Bop.
Yeah, that's a bop. So like I've heard those
like 1950s Britain invasion, where we're bopping to the hip sounds of.
It's just a cycle.
It is. It is. It's coming It's coming back around.
Mm-hmm.
The next thing you know, we're gonna have the next British hit band called the Crickets. Sorry,
maybe the Caterpillars. Who knows?
All right, we're done. This is over. Way to ruin it. Way to.
Look, you and I are both dads. Okay, I know you appreciated that joke, even if you wouldn't outwardly express it.
It's you have a kid and then you just tell bad jokes, I guess.
It happens.
Yes.
It
That's
happens.
what happened with my dad, I guess. I mean, now at this point, like, I just revert to 11-year-old Mikaela, and we just go back and forth with stupid, funny accents and voices and inside jokes, and that's the entire conversation.
Nice.
Hey, that's all it takes sometimes. That's all it takes.
Shoot, I wish I had any voices because mine are just hey, I'm Italian, and then that's my Italian accent. That's
see, I can do bad accents, and they're bad. I can do two voices really well. I can do Mickey Mouse and I can do Schmeagol.
Oh, do Mickey Mouse.
He is pretty good.
Oh boy, so you want me to do my Mickey Mouse voice? If you want, I will give you a phone call and leave a message on your phone for you.
That's so good.
The best thing to do is to get him to say dirty things.
So that was one thing that we did when I was playing Kero, I think. Because Kero was kind of a
the little cat and card captor, right?
Yeah. Or any of my little boy characters. I played this character that was the personification of despair. And he was this little happy-go-lucky boy. And we would make him say some dirty, dirty things.
So you've been part of many stage productions, from what it sounds like.
A lie.
What is your favorite one to perform in, and what is your favorite one to watch?
Oh shit! Wait! Of the ones that I've been a part of,
no, just anything.
Watch in general. So the watch is in general, but
genre
performance
or specific
you should
play.
Specific. We'll say specific production.
Yeah.
So play. I don't know if you've done musicals or.
Oh no.
On stage, favorite to watch, favorite to perform in. So you had to have performed in it for it to be your favorite to perform in.
That's too hard.
We'll come back to you.
Hard. Can
we'll
I do
come back to you.
My favorite ones that I've performed, maybe top 3 or something?
All right. Go top 3, and you don't have to number them in order.
Go ahead and think about it. We'll discuss amongst ourselves, and then we'll come back to you later in the show.
No, you know what? This is going to be our next top 5 segment.
Do you guys need special effects noises? Because I got them. I got them.
Hell yeah. I've been asking him for special effects for a long time.
No, we just make weird noises all the time.
But what's my favorite to watch is
West Side Story.
Ooh.
Always.
No, I prefer I think I prefer the ones that really utilize the fact that like they do things that you're not able to do with film. I feel like too often live theater tries to compete with cinema on cinema's terms instead of really getting into what makes theater special that cinema can't do. So
That's intelligent. Yeah.
Thank you.
That would be
try very hard.
I mean, like, I like that. I like that breakdown. Like, I mean, honestly, like, fucking, like, just theater. Be true to you. You be you, theater. Don't worry about these guys.
Exactly. So, like, one of my
I do though. I love the way you broke that down. That's I've not heard that before like that. It was.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, now you know. The more you know.
Yeah. That's a Midwestern take on things. We're just gonna give all of us credit for your one idea.
Yeah, that's right.
Your one breakdown. We all get credit now.
I do not approve of this. Executive decision. Guest gets 3 votes. And I vote no.
Well, we're outvoted.
So like those types of productions are something that I find really, really interesting. So there was a show that I watched. Oh man, if you would like, there's a lot of great theater in Minneapolis, and there was a theater that had to shut down, which sucked because they do amazing shit, dude.
Right.
Their name was it was Junloon, and back in college we went to one of their last performances, and by that time, like, they didn't have the funds to pay for the rights for shows, so they were doing a lot of like things that like Shakespeare or something like that they didn't have to pay for exactly. And the last one that they did was a show that one of the 4 of their like veteran actors that they like always have used, you know, they came together and created their own production, and there wasn't a single English word in it at all. There wasn't a single like maybe they elicited sounds, but all of them really took on the energy of the red-nosed clown archetype and created wove this absolutely gorgeous story. I mean, by the end of it, I was just in tears because it was 3 guys and a girl, and like oh my gosh, first they had this whole situation with the vending machine, and they were trying to get this long pole out of the vending machine because they needed to build something over here. And like by the end of it, the girl had a flower in this like fish tank, and they were trying to like water the flower, but they put too much water in the fish tank and they drowned the flower. And so the woman was just like completely destroyed. And by the end, she was like going up into this like mega fish tank that they had built next to the like flower fish tank. They built like this gigantic one, and by the end it was just her like in this beautiful silhouetted light, and she was singing opera, like nonsense opera, like gibberish opera, but like it
like
was
an aria, like beautiful aria that just kind of floats.
Yes, the aria was just like, it just crushed your soul. Like it was so fucking beautiful. And the show had I can't even, like, there isn't a synopsis. I can provide to you events, I can provide to you moments, but like, I can't tell you what it was about. But like, it was like, I don't know what it was about. And at the same time, it made sense on a very like primal human level, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
it connects.
Like, everybody was like, yes, I get you, you know, or like, you get me, you know, like we're like in community with each other, like that sort of, like, I love plays like that. I love it.
That sounds crazy.
So that's very sort of cool. Those are the types of productions that I really enjoy. And like there was a production, they don't always have to be gibberish. There was a production called God Save the Queen, or God Save Gertrude. And it was a take on Hamlet from the perspective of the mother. And the mother, Gertrude, was she used to be like a rock star in her own right. And King Hamlet, her dead husband, was also like, they were rockers together, and they like ruled the kingdom as like punk rockers, right? And then Claudius was played as like a Republican politician. Like he was really like clean cut and very like orderly, and like he was gonna like set the country back into like order and whatever. And her son Hamlet was like this super emo kid who was just like over everything. He was super whiny or whatever. And Ophelia was like this grunge chick who was just like, she was like in her own world. She was really, really smart, very prolific, but like nobody understood her. It was so freaking good. It was so good. And it was from the perspective of Gertrude, like being in love with these two opposing ideas of these two men who were like completely on the opposite dichotomies, you know?
I love when people take like well-known works and classical works and stuff and modernize them and change and get more people to relate to them as well. That sounds like that would be a lot of fun.
We do in Dallas. For a while I was part of a group called Shakespeare in the Bar, and basically we would barely rehearse for maybe like we would get together maybe 4 times, and we'd all go off and like memorize our lines pretty much all like our own props, or sometimes we'd have the audience bring props, our own clothes or whatever, and it would be in a bar or like outside of the bar or whatever. And anytime that anybody went up on a line, they would call line and everybody would have to take a drink, and then like we'd have somebody in the audience who was on the script who would like remind us of our lines and stuff, and we were just like playing with the audience. And like at one point I was Hermia and I like grabbed someone's leg as a pillow to lay on, like it brings that, you know, Shakespeare back to the groundlings, you know, in a sense. I love that sort of shit.
I like it.
So yeah, so as far as like shows that I've been in, there was one called Gruesome Playground Injuries, and it's a 2-person show, man and woman, and it goes through their life from the ages of 8 to 48 and how their relationship changes. But the way that the scenes are structured is like you like travel 8 years ahead, and then you go 5 years back, and then you go like 7 years ahead, and then you go like two years back, whatever. So you get this shifting time frame for each of the scenes, and it's fucking gorgeous. It is a beautifully written show. It's so, and like that these people play 8 years old, they play 16, they play like 48 at one point, you know, like this huge range, 20. Oh God, it's so beautiful. And like they're both damaged in lovely ways, and they're trying to like reconnect with each other, but they're just like, they're not in a healthy place when the other person is in the healthy place. And so they keep on like talking past each other, you know. It's so good. And then another show that I was in is called The Moors, and I got to play this woman who, like, I love those shows. You know, those shows, I think we all kind of get invested in those stories that like have some fantastical elements, but is trying to be set in like real place. But every once in a while, like fantastical elements will just like pop out, and you're just like, wait, where am I? So it was like one of those types of shows. And I played this woman who like wanted to be famous more than anything in the world. She wanted to be famous. She wanted to be a famous writer, but she was so like childish and just ridiculous and overly dramatic and naive. And at the end, her sister, she gets so mad at her sister that she ends up killing her with a candlestick.
Oh geez.
And then
then
she had written, because that was her way. She was like, I'm gonna get famous by killing my sister. And then she writes a song about it, like a ballad. And so at the end, she's like scared about doing it, but then in the heat of passion, she actually does it. And then she doesn't know what to do with herself. And she goes, okay, I'm going to sing my song now. And she goes into the middle of the stage and just sings this like rock ballad about killing her sister, and then runs off into the wilderness.
Oh, geez.
It's such a good show, dude. It is so good.
So does it work like if we just start promoting things and then ask for money? Like afterwards?
I don't think that usually works.
Can we do that?
I mean, you can.
if you have a cute enough smile, sometimes they'll be like, oh, okay, I can't say no to you. Okay, I don't think I like that flavor.
Goes down smooth.
I don't think I like it. I like the pure cream soda. Don't add
Break
any
me
of
off
this.
a piece.
Oh my god, you guys are ridiculous.
Break me off a piece of that.
Do I have to get in on this?
This is
Goes down smooth.
This is the Two Dads
advertisement hour.
Advertisements segment you've entered into.
Do you need thermal paste?
What the fuck is thermal paste?
It's for PC building.
I'm advertising my nephew.
Oh.
Get one today before they're gone.
How much?
Priceless.
Yeah, well, you know.
Oh my god. Shameless.
Right. He's got me beat on that. I can just pick up a bunch of Funko Pops. Like, I got plenty of those.
Go to Finland and take in the grandeur of the beach pebbles.
You know what? You're really bad at this, actually.
I'm brilliant at this. I've gotten paid to sell shit. I'll have you know.
Yeah, and you have the video of the instruction to prove it.
Yeah, like yeah. I've got batteries. I can.
No one uses batteries anymore. What's wrong with you?
I use rechargeable batteries, like AA's in my remotes, so I don't have to buy more batteries.
What else? You know what? Here.
Oh, here we go.
Keep your ears warm. Get a nice muffler thing for you.
Are you selling muffs?
For those with
mufflers?
sensitive skin.
Sensitive skin. What else can we sell? Isn't it sad? Capitalism. How we're at any value is measured monetarily.
Yeah, oh, there is a price, and I can be had. So yeah.
It makes me want to cry. Sometimes I do.
Yeah.
I've cried about weird things. I watched a video of sunflower seeds getting harvested, and I wept like a baby. It was the saddest thing.
Well,
I've
you know
ever
what?
seen.
That's what? Oh shoot! What is it that they make the hazelnut palm oil? Palm oil harvesting makes me feel terrible because
what do they do?
They cut down a shit ton of rainforests
to
plant palm oil trees.
No.
And then they work people at horrible wages to harvest. And so
I was supposed to be born a tree. Yeah. This is a fact. There was a mix up, and that could have been me getting chopped down.
Well, we're happy it wasn't, at least, right? I would make a beautiful desk.
The bullet there.
Okay, yeah, devolved is the right word. Devolved is.
We got there. You know what? It was just a matter of time before I brought us down to the lowest form of entertainment.
You know, hey, when you bring Elvis into the room, they kind of you forced our hand. We had to devolve.
And you did that. You're to blame for this. You're the name thing. You're to blame. So
where am I in relation?
Wait, he's Elvis now? I missed that.
Tired Dad is over here for me.
Oh, you're below.
You're on the
me.
bottom, yeah.
I'm on the bottom?
Yeah, Tired
I don't want to be on the bottom.
What?
I want to be on top.
I
want to be top dog.
I don't know if I can change.
I don't think you can.
Can you drag? You can drag people around.
What?
Are you dragging people around?
Oh shit! Yeah, you're up top now. Can I do a bottom triangle though? No, I can't.
No, but now you're on the top left.
I don't like being stuck in a box. Stop putting me in a box. Get me out of here.
You're just gonna be full screen.
I need an adult.
I am an adult.
I'm told. Oh, shoot.
Oh, is this a good time for the bump?
What's a bump?
It's when you get hit and
I don't know. He keeps saying it like it's a thing, like somebody's declared this a word that happened.
Look, I've heard it.
Wait, now
I can't get us back to. Okay, now we're in our
Midwestern
original
thing. If you listen to the podcast, you would not realize how many knows I have to edit out of the podcast. Because we just say don't you know that
Yep.
it's still a thing.
Don't
We
you
just
know?
say
Yeah, sure. I do. Oh, don't you know?
That gets edited out a lot if I can help it.
Oh my gosh.
I used to work with a guy who was from Minnesota.
Do you get
we would pick on him
self-conscious
all the
about
time.
like when you think about Midwestern things that you do, or like the?
No, you know what? I get pissed off that people think I'm weird. I'm like, no, you are.
Look, I'm
Dude, when I came down here,
yeah,
and I was like, I would say, like, I found friends, right? And I would be like, oh yeah, same. And they'd be like, or they didn't say that because they were
no,
like,
my favorite is no.
No.
Or like, I guess there is a really weird difference in like getting off the phone with people, or people would just like show up at my house.
Yeah,
like that was not a thing
where
I grew up. Where people was like, hey, just wanted, or what's it?
Just popping by.
Hey, just want to pop on. I can't do it. Give me Southern phrases, y'all. I hate the word. I hate y'all. I hate y'all.
See,
y'all. I just pop in and say, I saw you guys moving in here, and I just thought, oh my god, I need to make some banana bread for these people.
Oh no.
Come on over. Oh my
I
god.
would take some.
Oh, I love the color pink. Me too. Oh my gosh, we have so much in common. And I'd be like, this is weird. But when you like try and get off the phone with people, like in Minnesota, it was like, well, I better let you go there, I better let you go do your thing, I'm keeping you too long or something like that. And like when I would use that as a way to get off the phone,
and they would just keep talking.
Fine. You're not.
They would want to keep talking, and I'd be like, oh no, what do I do? How do I get out of this?
I tried to politely exit the scene, and
I was followed by a bear.
No, there was an entire cult following that bear too.
Right. Yeah.
I have family from Pennsylvania, and it wasn't y'all there; it was yins.
Yins.
Oh, I haven't heard of that.
Yeah.
Yins.
See,
it was yins.
Would they say
Appalachian.
Huh? Like all y'all? Would they say all yins or just?
Yeah.
All
It'd
yins.
be all yins. Yeah.
See, there's a little of y'all every once in a while that I'll say, because like my family grew up down in Kentucky, and that's kind of that weird. It's Southern, but it's not.
Yeah, you guys fought on the wrong side of the war. That's okay. We know it.
So, like every once in a while I'll say y'all, but it's not often.
I hated y'all. I made when I first moved down here, I made a point. I was like, I am
never saying y'all.
Ever.
Unless DMX comes on, y'all gonna make me lose my mind.
Up in here.
R.I.P. Yeah. No.
Yeah.
What were we talking about?
No.
All the things.
Dialects.
You know what?
Right.
Okay, Tired Dad. I don't know where you got your freaking cup, but every time I see it, I just think that you're drinking the stuff from Star Wars. Tatooine.
Yes.
Like that's all I can think of right now. And I'm like, what does it taste like? I want to know.
It tastes like water.
It doesn't taste like anything. It tastes like the color that it is. That's all it tastes like.
It tastes like gray.
It tastes like bluish gray. Yeah.
It's just a Target plastic cup. They redid them. Now they're like transparent.
Don't lie to me.
I got it in a galaxy far away.
Cut off this weird thing's arm for it. No, this is how bad I am at accents. Like I have all the colloquialisms of Midwestern, but I don't have any sort of Midwestern accent.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like
you failed your own people.
Family.
No, you know what? I'm kind of okay with it.
You've got some in the A. I can hear some in the A.
Okay.
It's wider.
Yeah.
But it could be, but you know what? You know what though? You know what? But hey, you know what? I lied to you. unintentionally, because that same wide A could be found in like Texas for sure. So
yeah, I've never been.
You know,
I've never been. You
know, I went once. My wife had a business conference there, so I naturally stayed in the hotel room until she was done.
Don't come to Texas. It's too hot. It's too hot here. Oh my God.
Where did we go?
I'm a Minnesota girl, and I came down here, and my first summer, I spent the entire summer in the freaking chair next to the window by the TV because that's all I could do. Lay there.
Yeah, I can't do heat.
We're from Columbus, Ohio, and we went further north into Ohio. Yeah. So we went from like 2 to 3 inches of snow to like 6 to 12 inches. Like what? Oh.
I'm jealous.
Yeah.
I would much rather have the snow than heat.
Me too.
I can only take off so many clothes until the police get called.
Truth.
See, that's always my thing. If you get asked, would you rather have extreme heat or extreme cold? Well, I can always bundle.
Yeah,
exactly.
Possibility.
Dude,
people have been doing it for years.
At university, I went to the University of Minnesota because I missed it so much. I missed home so much. And I've got an uncle. He's my favorite uncle. I love him. He's a public attorney, and he recently retired, but he lives out in the middle of nowhere, and he's got a bunch of like friends who are like on the police force, and they're judges, and they're other lawyers, like all in like the judicial system.
Right.
And they would get together because one of the judges was a Dakota member, and
the tribe.
Yes.
Okay.
And we had a sweat lodge on one of the properties out in the middle of nowhere, and so the dead of winter he would pick me up and we would go out there to the sweat lodge, and like,
oh, nice.
The judge was awesome because he had his drum, and we would do the sage cleansing, and then we'd say Mitakuoisin and get into the sweat lodge. And wow. Mitakuoisin is we are all related, and then he would bring out the drum, and like he would teach us these beautiful songs, and we would just be singing to the heavens, like loud, and nobody was on pitch at all, but it didn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
But then they got rubber after a while because the mats were getting all moldy and stuff, so they got rubber mats. And so I was like super excited, and I was like, we're going again, and we're getting in the sweat lodge and stuff, and it starts going and getting really hot, and the smoke is getting really hot, and the air is getting really hot, and I'm singing along, and I'm like, wow, this is hotter than I remember. And then it gets really hot, and I'm like, oh my God, I don't know what's happening. And like my body just like, because you're just in shorts and a t-shirt, and my body like started like sinking in on itself, and I couldn't breathe because it was like fire down my lungs, and I start whimpering. I don't know what I'm doing at this point. I'm like trying to escape out of like into imaginary world, and somebody hears me whimpering, and they're like, I think something's wrong with Mikaela. I think we should get her out. And so they pull me out, and as they're pulling me out, I'm saying Mitakuoisin, because you have to say it every time that you exit, Mitakuoisin. And they just like threw me into the snow, and it felt so good. Holy crap. But I did not realize that rubber made it like insanely hot. So my fear, my worst fear, way to go, dying, those words in that order, is being burned alive. I do not, because of that experience. I'm like, nope, that's the worst death. That's the worst death.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm good.
But I do recommend a sweat lodge that doesn't have rubber mats.
For me, it's drowning because I don't know how to swim, and I'm claustrophobic, and it feels like a double whammy there. Yep. But I understand the burning alive. You always, I guess you would hope to asphyxiate first before your blood started to boil.
But time is relative. So like, even before you asphyxiate, even if it's like, in a minute or something,
that minute feels like hours. Yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
But the songs were fun, and the sweat lodge is nice. It's a good community.
Yeah.
It's really fun. I highly recommend it if you ever get the chance.
Oh yeah, this is definitely a plug for the sweat lodge.
Yes.
Yeah.
If I don't have a cup that says sweat lodge. Let me write that down real quick.
Right.
Google their logo. So we always like to have our guest intro their own episode, and we do it at the end, as is tradition. And then we cut it and throw it at the beginning.
That's
sure.
It makes sense when you think about it,
yeah.
right? Like, who wants to be like, hey, Mikaela, what's up? Well, how you doing? Okay. Well,
go ahead and intro your episode.
Let me give you these lines, and let's really script this out. No, it seems.
What do they say? Just like.
So the general formula.
You should probably say like, hi, my name is, whose name could we have her use? No, just hi, my name is Mikaela.
Do you want it in like a character, like Momiji or something?
So I wasn't. I was actually going to hold myself and not say that because I didn't want to be selfish. But now that you've offered it, absolutely. Usually,
if since you bring it up,
so if you wanted, it's intro yourself, who you are, some characters you play, and then you're listening to Two Dads and a Podcast.
That's Two Dads and a Podcast.
And a podcast.
We get a lot of Two Dad podcasts.
Podcast?
Just
two dads around the podcast.
Trapped inside a podcast. That's the one.
I mean, we did get Bob Bergen, who said a couple of dads in a podcast. That was fun.
Couple of dads, just a couple of dads.
He's the voice of Porky Pig, so he did the whole stutter thing, at the Two Dads. So he was a couple of dads in a podcast.
That's awesome. That's super fun.
See, that one was fine. That was in character.
Let's see.
Do you need? I don't have a little I don't have a thing. I can
No. I can do that for myself. I'm just trying to think of what I guess that's more for editing. Say
I mean,
or am I just saying hi, my name's Momiji and you're listening to blah blah blah.
I mean, if you want to do two, you could do one in character and then do one just as you.
I would just be like, my name's Mikaela, voice of blah 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 from blah blah blah, and then jump into the voice. You're listening to Two Dads of Podcast.
Hi, my name's Mikaela. I voice Momiji from Fruits Basket, and I also do some other things like young Zach from Angel of Death. I think that you guys are super great, and if you wanna be great like me, listen to this Two Dads inside of a podcast.
I'm totally using that one.
Not happening.
I'm totally using that one. I'm gonna tweet it out at you.
Let's give you something. We can play around with this a little bit.
Brainstorm.
I can say I don't know welcome in German, but Guten Tag, you're listening to Momiji, and I'm here with a podcast and Two Dads. That's right, Two Dads came together, and you know what happens? They made a podcast. Come join me. It'll be wunderbar.
Okay, now you have to do a Russian accent and say, in Soviet Russia, podcasts you.
In Soviet Russia, podcasts you. What did you say?
I don't know. So far off the
Your
rail.
podcasting game is no good. Here's what I tell you to do. Go into your phone. Go into the app where the podcasts live. And you will click on the one that says Two Dads and a Podcast. Now, it is important that it is the and a podcast. It's not in a podcast, not around a podcast. Get it right. This is English, okay? If you speak English, you will understand me. Two Dads and a Podcast. Please subscribe. You will be very, very happy, I promise.
That's the one.
That's the one. Right there. Yeah. Perfect.
Oh,
What
man.
What else?
Having too much fun with this.
Honestly,
intro.
like, asking you to do one just as Mikaela just seems wrong at this point.
You know what, guys? Mikaela is not as interesting. Mikaela, let's see. How can I make Mikaela interesting? Hi, you're listening to Mikaela. She is a disembodied voice. But when you want to see her in person, you can go on the Funimation website and watch Chio School Road or Fruits Basket or what else we got? Tokyo Ghoul episode 3, not the first 2. Her body's not in that one. But if you want to see her in person, you're gonna have to do that now because she doesn't have a body otherwise. Sorry.
Oh, Mikaela, you are amazing to talk to, honestly.
Oh, you've also been extremely generous with your time.
I do have to tuck my kids into bed.
Yeah. It is 8:30 here.
Well, first I have to let
that's right.
First I have to let them back inside. They're chained up outside, but
in the pool.
Out there.
Yeah, it's
in the pool with the frogs. Have you cleaned that out yet? There are no
frogs in the pool right now, okay? It is still springtime. They have not
Okay, so the tadpoles.
They have not done the dirty yet. And so
you still haven't cleaned that out then. This has been a blast, an absolute blast. We'll definitely reach back out eventually, and you can just ignore us that time.
Why would I do that?
I don't know.
I can't miss my chance to talk to Elvis again.
I might have passed away from all the grilled peanut butter and jelly peanut butter and banana sandwiches.
I don't understand. It's gross. Don't do that, children. Do not do that. Peanut butter and bananas. No.
What? They're both so mushy.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not gonna say I haven't enjoyed one. Okay.
But if you grill it, the peanut butter warms up and it gets runny.
You know what? Okay, I will say though, I shouldn't talk because when I was little, I had macaroni and cheese, and I went to go to slice up some hot dog in my mac and cheese because obviously.
Oh, I do that all the time.
We didn't have any hot dog, and I was like, God damn it, in my 7-year-old brain, and then I was like, oh my God, banana
looks like a hot dog.
Boom, and I put banana in my mac and cheese because I was desperate, but it was so good, dude. It was so good.
I'll take your word for it. I'll take your word for it.
When I was in middle school, I was like 2 pounds.
He was incredibly.
I was a wrestler, and the lowest weight class was 87 pounds. But legally, they couldn't let you wrestle unless you weighed over 80 pounds. I did not. So I had to put on weight. And so I would eat hot dogs with peanut butter and marshmallows. And don't knock it till you tried it, okay, honey? It's really.
I won't.
It's not as bad as it sounds.
The sweet and savory really meld very well together.
You got the earthy, nutty, you got the savory, you got some sweetness there. Okay. All you're missing is some squeeze a lemon.
Well, the thing is, it was like Jif peanut butter, so none of it was real. It was all processed.
Of course not.
It was just plastic. It was like 2 molecules away from being actual plastic. So.
Hey, we're eating plastic right now. Like everything is plastic. Everything is plastic in it. We're all.
Oh my God.
Plastic.
And if you want some tasty plastic, don't forget.
God, stop it, dude! Gerber food jars have they've tested. They have plastic in the Gerber and other baby.
No joke. I try to.
It blows my mind.
It was literally yesterday. I think it was yesterday. I don't know. My time is all kinds of blurred now. So
that's the tired part of the dad. Does that.
Tired is not just a name; it is a lifestyle. So, but I got this Powerade, and it was like a strawberry lemonade flavor, and it was like a new Powerade Ultra, sugar free, all that. And I drank it, and it literally tasted like melted plastic.
No.
Literally tasted like melted plastic, and I was like, "What is good?" I drank it because I paid for it.
No.
But yeah, it was.
it
See,
makes
now
me
they're not going to pay
cry.
us now. Thanks.
Yeah, that's fine.
They're
I'd rather get the
Powerade.
I'd rather
Then you
get the
wanna quench your
Gatorade.
thirst and repair your tire at the same time.
It can repair my tires. That's what I mean.
No, we're doing like sustainable like gardening and stuff.
That's
actually.
awesome. We're attempting to, and yeah, I try to be as sustainable as possible. I have tons of like reusable everything. I hate corporations.
We're going like I bought a kiwi bush because I'm like, ooh, yay, kiwis. They're not the same like type of kiwis. They're a different type of kiwi.
Are they tasty?
Well, we don't have any yet. The bush is still grown. We have a blueberry bush that also doesn't have any blueberries yet. I think people are just buying us bushes and telling us that they grow fruit, and they don't actually grow fruit.
They're like, well, it's your fault. You're not a good parent. You're not a good bush parent.
They just keep telling, a few more years before it produces. Yeah, you gotta give it a couple more years.
I'm gonna get you a lifesavers bush, and you're gonna believe me. Like, yeah, in a few years.
Yeah. Yeah.
Negative. I am a meat popsicle.
Well, I think we should actually go this time.
Like many of my Midwestern family reunions for the third goodbye. Oh,
I know, right? Okay, promotion. Everybody, hey, pay attention. Listen up, class. We need to all band together and go watch Wonder Egg Priority, because it's still going to be going on 3 weeks from now, because the episodes, I think there's like 12 so far. Maybe that's as far as I've gotten, but it's wild. It's wiggity whack, Wyatt. It's going to blow your mind. Your socks are going to be all the way across the room. That's how wild it is. Wild and crazy. Wear your seatbelts, kiddos, because this is going nuts. So go watch that. All right. I'm out.
All right.
Peace.
Bye, Mikaela. Hey, this is Tired Dad, and you've been listening to the Two Dads in a Podcast interview series. For more content, like and subscribe to this channel. You can also follow us on Instagram, Twitch, and everywhere podcasts are available. To help us bring you more of these amazing interviews, you can support us on our Patreon. Just follow the links below, and thanks for watching.